Welcome back to WB & Sons for another auction preview, this time for our March 2024 sale. We've got 149 lots of cars, bikes, signs and number plates. So we're going to take you around and show you a few of the ones we've got, have a bit of a chat and go from there. Starting with this Audi R8 that we've all sort of waffled past and made a mess of. V10 manual Spider, Sepang blue. Nice sensible miles, 55,000 miles. These are just starting to turn around now. They're starting to come back up in value. They got as low as mid-30s for sort of scruffy ones, and they're starting to come back round now. Really good looking car, practical as far as the supercar goes. You can actually see out of them. I know you say, oh, they feel like an Audi, but for me that's kind of what makes it work every day.
Good noise, a fantastic
noise. If you check our episode 2 of our behind the scenes video, I took it down the road. Fabulous sound. Cold start is brutal on it. But for around the 40,000 mark, you're talking this or a nice Gen 2 997. It's kind of a no-brainer, and these will go up in value for sure.
They've started to, haven't they?
2-seat V10 manual sports car or 7-seat people carrier?
Good little day van. These things, the seats all spin round, which again, look on the video, it all spins round. It's just had the doors fixed there, so the doors were all electric off the remote, which is a pretty cool thing. Like I say, all these spin round. You've got lumbar support, leg support. You can fold it down into a bed. You can do everything on these things. Touch like that, and away the door goes. What more do you want? I have been informed that the doors are normally a common issue on these, and the guy has fixed it. So he's had. I think it's a decent bill for that. Just those alone, I could sit there and play all day with those. They're really good. Tell
me about the curtains.
Oh, electric curtains all the way around. Right, again, if you check out the walk around video, it's all on there. So we've got electric curtains all the way around. But I think, not to sort of do them wrong, but for half the price of a VW transporter, for a V6 engine with all that space, all that seat, and those Nissans, they drive really well. They're just a nice cruiser, aren't they?
And ULEZ free, aren't they?
Yeah, perfect.
Half litre V6, the same engine from a 350Z. So and we've seen a couple of those on 200,000 miles in here, so that will be bulletproof.
I just think value for money, it's there. The VW's twice the price, twice the mileage, and they're just such a smooth thing. Yeah, really good.
School run car.
Yeah, like that. Really like that.
Proper school run car. E-type.
So we've been taking the school run
exactly. You can get the kids in the back. It's a 2+2, 2 UK owners. Am I right?
Yes, the car came from the States in '90.
When a doctor brought it in.
Yeah.
And the current vendor's 2002. Yeah.
And for the guide price we've got on this, it's a 20 to 25 for an E-type on the road. It's not a basket case. It's on the road.
It's unbelievably usable. It's not Concourse. You're not going to win shows in it, but you can park that in Tesco's and not be worried.
And fit your shopping in the boot because it's 2+2.
A couple little bits missing a washer jet.
Yeah, I mean we're making it sound harsh here, but it would be fine on a show field. It's just not going to take a trophy home.
No.
And it's that lovely colour red. That interior is like original, like an old Chesterfield. Don't touch the interior.
Or in all fairness to it, the cleanest chrome wires I've seen for a long time. There's not a speck of rust around a single one of those. No. It's a lovely car, and again, unbelievably well priced. And I know you love a +2.
Makes a hell of a purchase for someone if it's within that price range.
Last one I saw for this kind of money was a Series 3 +2 auto, and it did need a full shoot.
Yeah.
And it had a bit of crust coming through it.
Whereas this is a 1.5 manual 4.2.
Yeah. You'd be happy to stand next to it as well. Do you know what I mean? I think it's such a pretty car. Yeah, it is. Yeah, pretty car.
Similar sort of money from the other side of the actually from that's from America. This was born and bred in America. Again, we've had a few of these, and you do see them quite often.
Not
normally, you're right, not in white, really rare in white.
No heavy crazing all around with it being fabulous. Normally, you nudge that into a wall and anything, and it crazes all the way up. That's not the case with this one. There's no crazing on it. There's no osmosis. Normally, you get a little thin layer of bubbling where you get water trapped, moisture trapped on the fiberglass between the paint. Again, not the case on this car. It's all one shade of white. It's a lovely fresh white as well. It's sort of eye-catching on how clean it is. And again, with the red interior, hard top, the soft top's lovely as well. That hard top, that style of that hard top is gorgeous. Really, really loving that. And again, ready to go, ready for the summer.
You need to check the photos out because with the hard top off, then that colour combo just pops.
Lovely,
really, really nice.
Even the line with the soft top on that, the line of the soft top is as good as the hard top. So again, fiberglass, so you can store those anywhere. They're dead light. I know sometimes on the earlier makes are quite heavy and stuff. It's not the case.
One person can lift that.
Yeah.
One person can put the roof up. You can get every part for every bit of it still. Those engines are bulletproof.
Yeah.
And actually the club and the support for them is really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So for the similar sort of money,
You like that?
you know, you can get a really top-end finished Corvette or a couple of little jobs, E-Type, similar sort of money. It's an interesting, yeah.
Talking about cool colour combinations, got it! T1, split screen, camper van, rock and roll bed, lovely hippie-ish table with the surfboard table, which is fantastic. And again, they're going up in price.
Yeah.
This one has had a lot of work. Check the description of the walk around video. He's done front axle, rear axle, uprated clutch because you've taken it to the Windermere, to the Lake District.
To the Windermere.
To the Lake Districts. And if you know the Lake Districts, the hilly, you need to go to clutch. So he's done all that.
Brakes on the front as well, so it'll stop on the other side of the hill.
Yep. So he's done a few jobs and he's used it. It wants a couple of little things like the headline and stuff like that. A couple of little jobs done, but you can still use it. And it's got a massive two-berth awning tent that comes with it.
Yeah. The seats are really good now.
And if that one's not in your price range, my favourite one, the Corvair Green Brier.
This is a flat 6, correct?
Turbo Air, not turboed.
Turbo Air, not turbo.
It's called a Turbo Air. 2.4-ish.
We've done a driver, well Toby has done a drive around video on that. If you check out the website, the way that this drove, we were also in love with it, and when it came in, we were also in love with it. We've done a drive around video on it because it's sort of like not a slag the T1 off, but it's like a T1 with power.
Well, it was built by GM to rival the T1.
Right.
And personally, it rivals the T1.
It's the most important. It's air-cooled rear engine.
Yes. And it's got the scope to do whatever you want with it in the back. It's empty at the minute, carpeted, very nice. Seats, whatever, camper van, ready to be used again for a fraction of the price.
Or you could paint it blue and green and go and solve mysteries.
Yeah.
Charlie's got the beard.
Shaggy makes you Scooby-Doo.
Now Scooby's at the back barking, you can hear her.
Toby's forward time.
Toby's forward time.
Okay, so
We've got a Sapphire Cosworth, which the modified ones, which this one is, are at the right price now where you can enjoy them, have fun in them. This one, was it 300 or?
380 brake. It's hard. It's got every brand name in every place you want it to. But actually, just before they even started with that, the body is.
Yeah. The modified ones are normally a bit scruffy here and there. It's not.
No,
it's not
a mark on it.
It's a good car.
Perfect. Like you say, they are better modified. I know they're way more valuable as the Stone Dead Mint original car, but
slight letdown on power when it comes
they are. They let themselves down.
You can buy a Cavalier with the same brake.
Yeah, but an example of where making it perfect really does eke the value out. Fully rotisserie restored RS2000 custom in black, which for me this is the best colour on them. The interior I think is better than new.
The paint's gorgeous on it. The attention to detail with the stickers, airbox, all the little bits have been done right. It's been done. What I like about this car is it's been done for love, not for money. Yeah. And you can always tell when a car's been restored for money, and you know it happens all the time. It's the name of the game. You can tell where it's been restored for money, and when it's been done for love, the attention to detail is just bang on.
Look, that one's been restored and it's still got the plastic bulkhead covering in one piece, no cracks. Shows you what a car it is.
And again, the paintwork is it's lovely and flat all the way across. It's got a shine all the way across it. There's no ripples down the side. It's not thicker paint either, which is a nice change for once.
Yeah, we've got a big photo album with it. Like we say, on a rotisserie, there's not a stitch of filler in it. It's all metalwork, so it's not that wavy. And black highlights that so quickly.
Yeah, no, lovely, proper.
Yeah, really serious car.
Someone's going to be happy with the price on that again. Sensibly priced once again.
Bizarrely, the Ford that I actually find myself liking the most. We fabulous, and we do quite a few Sierras. They're always great. So very new for us. 2019 Mustang Bullet. So it's that Highland green. So the Steve McQueen movie from the 60s.
V8 manual.
V8 manual.
No, it's a V8, 5 litre manual V8. Like James says, Highland Green, those Recaros are just something else. All factory. Mileage is
17,000 miles. He's the only owner. It was registered by the dealer, but he's the only private owner.
And again,
big service history.
Crazy price on this one as well.
Well, you're talking a 28 to 32,000 pound guide price. The next cheapest one that we've seen is higher in the miles. 39.95 from a dealer. Granted, it's from a dealer, but I mean, for us, this is a genuine brand new car. We're used to old stuff, but brand new car.
We all had a good look around this when it came in, didn't we?
In green, we all agree on straight away. But yeah, lovely thing.
Muscle car to muscle power.
Moving muscle. What we've got here is, well, I like these, I do, it's a Series 3, it's done as a county, it's a 300 TDI on it, got a 300 TDI in there, it's on a galv chassis, an early galv chassis, which again, look at the walk around video, not kicking under steel, there's a few bits where the galvs come off, but they haven't treated it, you can see what you're getting, it's lovely and honest, and with it having a 300 TDI in it, and a Fairview overdrive, which is even better.
Still got the turbo on though, which people sometimes take the turbos off when they put them in these.
Yeah.
Still got the turbo on.
Yeah.
So it will do 50 to 60 on the motorway. You're not ringing it in. If it was on a normal 4-speed, those original 2 1/4 diesels in these, I'm going to say it, I absolutely hate them because they're so slow. The petrols I can forgive, but the diesels are horrible. But it's a 300 TDI, Fairview overdrive, tick tick tick, galvanised chassis. Ready? I'd be putting that into a camper van, not that. I'd be putting camper van stuff in there. And away you go. Proper overland of that.
Yeah, we've had a few of these ones at 30 grand where they're absolutely flawless. And you feel, well, you can't take them through a field or anything. It snows. You want to get the Land Rover out. They're too nice. This is how they should look to me. This slightly used.
It's got shine. It's got some dents, but the chassis is galved, so you've got no issues there.
The interior is good. So
you've got a good engine. The interior is all there as well. I would be behind a camper van, tent on the roof, and away you go. No complaints with that.
If you're going out cruising in that, I really want to take this out. I've had it down the road, and we've had a few of these, but there's just something about these sort of 50s, 60s big Fords.
Yeah.
It's like an American car that isn't.
Power steering's
nothing.
It's the gear change for me. It was just
column shift.
I reached there when you can just.
And that bench will accommodate at least 6 people.
Yeah.
Or 3 of us.
They're just, you compare them to the equivalent like Big Caddy or whatever. They're too big. The steering wheel's on the wrong side. They're a chore. Whereas that, you could genuinely cruise it. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
The engine's lovely as well. We moved it in the other day. Flick the key, away it goes, and it just purrs along. It's just they are joyous. Again, commanding nice money at the minute. Not crazy money, but at sort of the price that it's at, you're a happy man, aren't you? Yeah, 100%. Another one that we all love is this Mercedes 260e. It's a sport line. The factory carried a Chatelet kit on it. Factory body kit, completely bog standard.
They've left it on the Sportline wheels. Normally they're on Merc slab.
Suspension as well. The underneath this car, we've been underneath it, have a little poke around for a customer last week, and it's white, it's clean, it's never seen any rain. There's, again, you don't see them in this condition. I know people are just sitting there thinking, it's just a Mercedes saloon car, but it is a sport line, it is the carried a Chatelet, it ticks all the boxes, and it's white on blue. That is such 90s coolness colours for me. Even with the sun visor on there, I love that as well. Just all over that.
I think that what hurts them is a 400,000 mile one.
What about taxis again?
Yeah, like the X-Taxi, absolute dog, is still on the road. So you see them everywhere. They're not unusual, but actually, when this one came in, it doesn't look like it just looks like a different car because it's brand new.
As hard as it should, because with your other stuff, the dog ones are gone.
Yeah, your Zodiacs have all rotted away. The RS2000s have all been binned or stolen or whatever.
Only got the good ones left. Whereas with Mercs, because they're driving forever, you still
to any Spanish or Greek island, every taxi is one of these. And they were a taxi in Germany. Yeah, but that's what hurts them, because they deserve to be worth far more than they are. And they're brilliant.
What's funny is when you go on holiday, you always wait for the new taxi to disappear. You wait for the 124, don't you? You can hear the 300 diesel coming round the corner.
It's just because you're that tight, bro. You want a cheap one.
Mercedes SL, again, sort of bread and butter.
Tourmaline green. That is the colour. That is the best colour they did.
Can you say it 3 times fast?
No.
Okay. It's a 320. Love the 320s. Hard tops there. Soft tops lovely. tick, ready for the summer. No complaints on those. And again, they're never crazy priced. They're never dirt cheap. They're always just a nice level. They're a good level, honest car. And if you want a nice convertible that's going to get you anywhere in the summer, these are the ones to go for.
And then they'll do 200 miles. The aircon will always work. Power steering's lovely. They won't let you down.
Lovely things, great things.
So jump onto a scimitar and we'll let James do it so you can reminisce.
Go reliability and then go scimitar.
Let him reminisce when he bought that one.
I was going to restore it, it just didn't get there. It's fine. So it's a 6A, so it's the slightly larger one, a bit more comfortable. Still with the S6, which is obviously what you want. Manual, which is important because a lot of these late cars were automatics and you just don't want that. Outriggers are great. Actually, genuinely, we were talking before about the Corvette with the fiberglass. The fiberglass is really good on this. There's no bubbling.
It's the colour combo that I like. It looks like, is it a custard cream? But it's not. I like it.
It's sort of coffee. It's coffee. We're gonna go coffee and cream.
I'm surprised that I referred to food, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I'm going coffee and cream on that. I do like it. I know when I first saw it, yeah, I was a bit unsure on the colour, but the more that you look at it, the more I quite like it. It's sort of, it looks right. You know, you can live with it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And again, fiberglass is good on it. It is manual. The engine is lovely. It's got a steel
steel timing gear because they normally come with a fibre one, which breaks and detonates the engine. But it's a no-brainer to put that in. Still on the correct wheels.
The Wolf Racers.
It's just a proper, really practical, usable classic car.
You can get the older kids in the back.
There's a segue there on practical, usable classic cars.
What about the space in the back? Okay.
The midget. Well, no space in the back. The midget. MG midget. It's a 1500cc. This one in green. Sits lovely and level with the Rothschild on there. Just a nice, usable, honest car. We've got the factory hard. Comes with the fiberglass hardtop, which is there. The roof's gorgeous on it. Hardtop's there. Again, one-man job. So light. In and out. If you're a little bit shorter than we are, in and out quite easily.
I can get in now. No problem. Off camera. But rubber bumper, converted to chrome, looks well, sits well, and it sounds really well. Yeah, it's raspy.
It's got a throaty exhaust.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But again, crazy value for money, like really good value for money. For under £3,000, you know, no rot, seams are good. One shade, like, you know, you can't complain, can you?
Oh, that was £6,000 in COVID all day long.
All day long, yeah, all day long. And again, I really like them. These are still the sort of, not really starter classics anymore, but they're still a very usable classic. And if you haven't had a classic before, they are perfect for that in that respect, because you always go to the midget, then up to the MG, and that sort of way around.
To use, maintain,
very easy
and
to drive as well.
Cheap to do so at the same time.
Teach you everything about them. You can do most things yourself.
Get yourself a Haynes manual, and away you go. Couple of tools.
And it's a 1500, which makes it a bit more usable. Yeah, peppy. Pep.
Nice.
Oh, tonneaus as well. You've got the half tonneau and the full tonneau with that one. Yeah. So it's sort of an all year round, and with the hot, you use that in the winter, no bother.
While you keep pointing over there, can I skip to a couple of bikes that I really want to show off?
Go on.
We've got the Suzuki GT 750, aka the Kettle, and we've sold three now.
3 or 4, yeah, definitely.
3 or 4, and has to be hands down the best one we've had in.
Yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous. The chrome work on it's fantastic. Just like to keep saying, if you fancy it, go have a look at the walk around video. It fired up with not a ick of bother.
Which for 2-stroke is saying something.
And just the whole presentation of the bike is beautiful.
Yeah.
And with good chrome work, you know I'm going to go on the Gold Star, don't you?
Well, you like a BSA anyway. And weirdly, and we've checked, it's got oil in it, but it's a BSA that doesn't leak. I don't get that.
Fair enough, I have turned the oil off, but it's not leaking.
Well, the guy it's fitted a tap, which is
he's done lots of fantastic little modifications, I'm going to say. Electric start. We've had 2 of these previous through, and as a big lad, and I got to start them, mission.
Yeah.
Absolute mission. This, pull the valve, turn it over, drop the valve, and it just goes.
Yeah.
And
if the buyers that are looking at these are getting on a bit now, the last thing they want to be doing is kicking that over. They'll all tell you they want kickstart, but leave them with that for a weekend. They'll come around.
They're usable upgrades, aren't they? They are very usable upgrades. It's sort of like when people put electronic ignition onto a car. It's the same sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
cars, come on then.
So easily the best thing we've had in here for me since we started. We like the Bentley equivalents, the S1, 2 and 3s. We like the Clouds, but this to me as a competitor blows out the water. 1957 design, fuel injected, same engine as the 300 SL. 6 pillarless windows, 1 of 6 in the UK. It's about as early as you can go on a Mercedes without slightly sketchy past. just awesome. I mean, I've driven it. Charlie, you've sat in it about 10 times. Really, really beautiful car. Amazing. And for the guide price, for me, 25 to 30 grand, I don't think you could look cooler for the money, could you?
No. And it's a reliable 50s classic. The injection makes it very, like I say, very, very, very usable.
Yeah, I mean, the injection pump still looks the same as the stuff on that SL from the 90s. It's mad. They just got it right the first time and kept it. Usable classic, totally other end of the scale.
Low owner, long-term owner, should I say. It's the 50s again, 58, Austin Cambridge 55, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. In a really nice grey. It just sits and looks very well.
Yeah. You went around this with a customer there, didn't you? Everything, absolutely everything that works.
Yeah, did I? All the lights, absolutely everything works. No complaints on it, and it fired straight away. It's been there, what, 3 weeks without even starting it. I turned the key, bit of choke, and away it went.
Yeah.
Away it went. The guy was convinced I must have had it running at some point that day, and I hadn't. It was just on the button.
Yeah.
No complaints with that one either.
With the guide price as well, under £5,000, and a car that looks like that you could go to shows with and get talked to a lot, wouldn't you?
They're just loved by many people, aren't they? They're not got no arrogance to them. And again, this sort of era cars coming back around again. The younger generation, people like, you see people our age sort of buying and getting into them because they're so easy to use, and again, reliable.
It's like a palate cleanser, isn't it? They're driving these modern Teslas that do everything for them, and they want something on the weekend that's really different. And for that kind of money, it's that or a holiday, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Absolute no-brainer.
Couple of Jags here, next GS again. We've talked about these loads of times. We've had plenty of these, and again on the rise a little bit. Not still, making record numbers, but they're doing all right. Again, phenomenally usable, really practical cars. I love them, always have done. We all do. They're just usable. I think we can't really complain about them.
Yeah, you keep threatening to buy one. I can kind of see why. They're starting to come back around. They went through that kind of goofy phase, didn't they? And then now they're looking really good.
They're aging the right way.
Yeah.
Sort of like a TR7 is as well, in that sort of way. Well, they're aging the right way. Obviously, they're nowhere near as pretty as the Mark II. So that's a Mark II 2.4 manual overdrive car.
Yeah.
It is an overdrive, isn't it? You're loving the colours on it with the gold on the red. And again, background again.
Yeah.
Opalescent sands, I believe.
Yeah. People look down on the 2.4s because the 3.8 and the 3.4 exist, but if that was a 3.8 manual, 35 grand,
yeah,
we're talking a third of that. If it was automatic, I could understand, because the autos on the 2.4 are quite hard work, but the manual,
the overdrive, you'll back up.
I got speaking to an older gentleman that was in here, and he claims, and I don't disbelieve him, the 2.4s are the better driver's car. He says he's had them all and he preferred his 2.4s. When he went on B-Road Blast, he said you could just waft along, but you had the power you needed. And he said it was just phenomenal, and he would go back to a 2.4 over the others he had.
Well, you dailied one for quite a while, didn't you?
Yeah, I like the 2.4s. A bigger engine car is always going to be quicker and whatnot, but for the price, you've got to remember it's all price accordingly. For under £10,000, I don't understand what you compare it to. No. If they only made the 2.4, we'll have this argument about Corvettes and stuff. If they only made the 2.4, nobody would ever complain about it, because that's all you could get. Yeah. So the fact that it's a manual car does make a big difference. The autos, the 2.4, like you say, the automatics are a little bit sluggish. It's not going to break a land speed record, but fit the overdrive on at 55, 60 mile an hour, you're a happy man, you've got nowhere else to be, you waft along, and that's all it needs to be. And I think, again, a good honest car. Well, I did a video call the other day, the floors are lovely on it, the boot floor is lovely, no complaint to boot floor. The engine is so quiet on this car. You turn the key onto cold, and we started it yesterday, and I literally flicked the key, and it just hums along. Nothing. And again,
off choke, when we had it warm, when we had it the other day, it idles at 500 RPM. Find another car or another engine like that'll idle that low.
Yeah.
No complaints to that, but again, unbelievably, we could all just jump in that, usable, unbelievably usable.
Go to the Windermere. But to me, it's proof. So, like we said, the big engine, all singing, all dancing, 130 grand. Does that not make that look really cheap?
Yes.
3.5 litre V8. They call it a coupe. I know it's 4-door, but they do call it a coupe, and you can sort of see why. Make a fantastic noise. The Autobox is fine in that because it's got that big V8 in it. This one's got some Edelbrock bits on it.
Yes.
So it does shift quite well. Interior's been
It's been retrimmed, and again, great colours, cream on brown. Again, you know, we've seen these at 25 grand, and we have seen them at 25 grand. So, you know, at the guide price that we're on this, at sort of 12 to 16,000 pounds. Once again, you know, you're going to be proud to own that at that sort of money. You really would.
If you're going to buy a scruffy one for 8, you're not getting anywhere near that for the money.
No.
That interior retrim is at least 4 grand.
Yeah.
You're itching to talk about a traction Avant, right?
Traction Avant. I love these things. I think it's great. It's another car that we're all interested in, these traction Avants. We see them on the road at shows. You always talk to the guy with the traction Avant. Always wanted one to have one in here to have a proper look around it.
I had this up the road, and the gearbox, it's not 2CV. So 2CV was obviously after that, but it's...
If 2CV's 10 weird, and an MX-5's number 1, this is like a 4.5. It's alright.
Why did they change them when they went in 2CV? This was a lot simpler and easier to select the gears.
I suppose because the gear linkage has got to go over the top, hasn't it?
Does on this one?
I'll probably get some YouTube comments for this, but it looks a bit French, doesn't it? Like the paintwork and that sort of patina is a little bit... Like if you saw this driving around the south of France, it looks right with this sort of... little bits of cracking and...
Like that old antique French sign and all that sort of stuff.
It's not dented, is it? There's no big dents. The tin works lovely in all the right places where you normally get the heavy corrosion. Not the case on this one, but this sort of patina and cracking to the paint, I'd just leave it.
It's not patina, it's French. It's patina.
See again, you're going to cause comments there.
Well, you sounded Italian for a start.
Italian, okay, we'll ignore that.
But they just, for me, this is far more usable than a 2CV. It looks as cool.
It's bigger.
It's bigger, more practical. I mean, you know I don't like a 2CV, you do, but you'd use that over a 2CV every day.
Of course you would, yeah. And I think, again, the money on them makes them a lot more open to younger people coming into the classic car market. They are so easy to drive, and again, easy to maintain. I'm sure they're 1800cc, so they're not a small engine. They're going to get you up the road.
Loads of specialists to look after them. They're dead easy to work on.
You can get the parts. The good thing about this one is that there's 2 ways to go with this one. If you want something to go full bore and restore easy enough, or if you just want to use it as is, it gets away with, like Troy said, the patina. You can use it and enjoy it.
You're right, I'd leave it as is. I wouldn't.
100%.
I'll put some yellow lights in there and just cruise.
Right. Because everyone thinks we're weird because we keep talking about old cars in our age. Should we talk about a couple of modern stuff?
Okay.
Evo versus Scooby?
You can't really argue that Evo versus Scooby, like, because you are opening a world of
keyboard warriors.
Not even that, because you can't. It's not somewhere you want to go. That's a rabbit hole that we haven't got time for.
All picking Evo.
Well, not necessarily. It
depends what you want to do with it.
It's a massive.
That is 3 times the price of that. If you want one that you're really going to treasure, and it's probably going to keep going up in value, and it's a very top of the line thing, take the Evo. If you want something to go and absolutely batter down a B road and learn really how to play with a 4-wheel drive car, go buy the Scooby all day long. We both like Scoobys. You don't like them because we like them, which is why you like an Evo.
Because I have to. Yeah.
But actually, it's kind of a strange lineup. We've got quite a good collection of Japanese stuff. We've got 2 Hawkeyes, 3 classics,
3 classics,
STI hatch, that Evo, that Pulsar over, and an Evo 10, which actually that's the first one I've driven, and it was interesting. They're all automatic, but it's quite cool. And then finally on the Subarus that we've got inside, classic, but again it's got some pretty interesting bits on it, right?
Yes, the front bumper, I'm not going to pronounce it.
Tommy Chiara.
That's the one. So they were like, I've done some research. If you have a look, there's actually a load of good videos on YouTube about the body kits and stuff. The last one I found, I've managed to find a bumper for sale. The bumper was like £2,000 just for the front bumper. This car's no reserve, so surely there's some light bulbs clicking on there if that's the case.
Anyone that remembers or recognises the name, the Tommy Chiara, I think it was Gran Turismo 1 and 2, wasn't it? That little weird sports car that they made was one of the first cars you got, if you remember. But actually, again, like I say, no reserve. It's got the STI interior, which is always cool. It's not overly messed with. It's supposed
not rotten. Yeah.
Just had a new clutch and an engine rebuild. No reserve. It's about as cheap as you're going to get into a Subaru.
Some of that one.
Now we've brought the viewing age down a bit. Can we go back to what I like to talk about? A Thames. Ford Thames, 57 van, and colour again. We keep going back to colour combinations because we have some very cool ones in this sale. But the green with the darker green interior, just very period correct.
If it's green with any form of green interior, then I'm involved. Same with Chilton Green, Aston. It's an early car with a green piping and a dark green dash. I like the earlier ones with the smaller lights.
Yeah.
And they're starting to look really good again. They went through a phase of looking goofy, didn't they? You sat them next to an XK8 and they kind of looked odd, whereas now I think they look great.
Straight 6 car, supercharged car, manual as well. So
Actually, I thought that was going to be weird. I liked it. It was all right.
clutch isn't as heavy as I thought it was going to be, but I think it makes you feel like you're in a supercharged car, if that makes sense. It gives you, I know we've had V12s and we've driven V12s before and they're a bit more of a gentleman's cruiser, but this one you feel like you can sort of put the power down a little bit and take it around a couple of twisties and really give it some grief.
Yeah. And actually for the similar sort of money, so we've got a guide of 8 to 10 on this, which is, it's an Aston Martin for under 10 grand.
It's insane for that price, isn't it?
2 seats or 2+2 little sports car. I don't know which one it shows looks more value, because then this is the same guide price, 8 to 10, very early GT6,
Yeah.
car number 22 if you go off the body numbers. 8 to 10 grand for a GT6. I mean, you're paying that for a nice Spitfire, and these are just so much better.
I think it's a realistic price. I know we're at the start of the season, as we call it, with people buying for this year. And again, I just don't know how you better yourself. The problem is, look at how many's out there for 15 to 20. So again, sensibly priced. And I think it's certainly going to be a good buy for someone. I think a lot of interest in that as well.
Yeah.
So again, like we said about the E-Type, though, we had to point out it's not the 8 to 10 condition you would expect, is it?
Yeah, well, I think on this car we've maybe guided it a little bit low. We've had a few people ringing up saying, okay, what's wrong with it? Why is it 8 to 10? But, you know, the market's all over the place at the minute. It's probably a very accurate guide price. It may well do more. That's the nice thing about an auction.
We know that it's going to do more because it deserves to do more. We you know, the problem is it's hard to go, oh, we know like last year this is what the price was, but we sold non-runners for 6 grand. And this is on the road and it's ready to be used at that price. I just don't know how everyone's hands are not going to be in the air at that price.
Yeah, if you get it home for less than 12, I think that's fair.
Oh,
That's really fair.
Yeah,
really fair. And again, sort of slightly less money, but a similar era, very cool car. That MG is definitely worth mentioning.
Yeah, 71 car this, so it is a chrome bumper car. The guys put a few little Mark 1 sort of styling bits onto it with the Webasto in white on the chromes. Again, MGs are up and down.
Spokes.
What, sorry?
The painted spokes.
Painted wires. They're not chrome. The chrome knockoffs. Again, at sort of £5,000 to £7,000. We know they've dipped. We know they've come back up. Ready for shows, ready to enjoy, ready just to drive around. You know, we daily drive MGs. We used to do that all the time, and they're so practical to do so.
100%. I think this one looks awesome as well. I know you don't like the little leather strap, but with the lamps, with the wires, with the interior, that
It gives off that quirkiness about it, doesn't it?
Sort of Goodwood vibe, isn't it? It is that sort of, yeah.
you could, to me, maybe lean into a little bit more. Delete the back seat. Slightly classic buckets in it.
Black circle on the bonnet, black circle on the doors. You're not going.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't, but you're on the lines.
Yeah, no, really nice usable car. So 149 lots in our up and coming sale. With that busy, we actually are taking feature entries for our next sale as well, like this stunning RS Turbo here that's just come in for the next sale.
Yeah, check the website out. All the cars, all the bikes. Got a few number plates and a couple of signs, all on the website. As usual, everything's got a walk around video, loads of photos, big description. We're open every day between now and auction day. You can come along and bid in person. You can still bid online. You can still bid over the phone. You can still leave us a bid. Any questions or anything, please give us a shout. Thank you very much for watching.